All right, so, man, I spent like the whole afternoon sleeping. Not sleeping, laying on the couch. It's been very intense, but I'm feeling good. So check it out. I've got this thing happening, man. The tent has been such a winner. I'll play you this really quick. And this is the other thing, like this whole like kind of like finding my mid-gain kind of basic pop rock crunch, not, big metal thing. So this was a track that I did actually this morning. The left side is the 800 with the gain on kind of in the middle. And here's the 800 on the left. And here is the matchless. So the 800 is through the recto cab. The matchless is through the matchless open back cab. Here's the match. Now the beautiful thing of this is that these are done simultaneously. So both cabs are in there and it really does sound good. So here's both of them. Panned. And I'm kind of messing with, I've got the H90 in front. I'm actually going to ask you guys a question after this. H90 kind of in front, and I've got the Axe effects in the loop of both amps. So the H90 is going mono in front into both amps. So I think this is the H90, and then you'll hear the echo later is the Axe effects. So I think this is H90, if I'm not mistaken. Grimier, and now we'll pick it back up. That sounds like Axe effects. That sounds like the I've never gotten sounds like this before. It's really exciting. It's just super exciting, as they say. Yeah, that's really great. And that's, all the, that's the 4 microphones. So 2 are bussed to the 800 that are in the recto cab. The 2 from the matchless cab are bussed to the matchless. That's why you're just seeing, 800 and matchless. But there it is. That's just, this is a lot of what I've been after. And wasn't sure if I had it, like if I could get it. So here's a thought. Like, I can't get this out of the ecstasy, to me. I mean, unless I maybe in the second channel and backed off the gain, but the first channel is, for me, only good clean. Like, there's a structure switch, there's a boost, you can turn the gain up, but I don't like the first channel in the ecstasy, like with adding the gain. I just don't really like the sound of that. And I'm not like, personally, I'm not like a pedal platform kind of dude. I just don't really care. This is not how I am. Like, I don't mind like getting the amp to kind of this area, maybe a little less, and using like whatever, the king of tone or the archer or whatever. That's fine, but I'm not like, I'm not like, give me a clean amp and a bunch of overdrive pedals. I don't ever really care. It really is cool. It isn't my thing. Like, I just don't ever really feel, I don't know. It just doesn't, it's not for me. So these are, I don't think there's maybe there's a couple spots where maybe I hit, just testing, I hit, the king of tone or the archer, but this is really the amp sound. So here, I'll play a second, and then we're gonna go into mode here. So I think I'm on the oh man, that is just money. Bone dry, that's just the bridge pickup, and just got the EQ on, just dipping a touch of 800 and a touch of 100, and the woodshed just touch. Yeah, it's better. Feels like just like right in the right spot. I've been the microphones are in better spots now. Little archer. Yellow side of the king of tone. That's really nice. EP boost. So the EP booster shaves off that top. You could EQ it with more EQ. I don't know. I'm not really sure the EP booster is really my thing. Yellow side of king of tone. Turn the volume down. Yeah, that's just. That's just money. And then if I go from in the loop. If I come here and I put a little delay on, there's the delay. Or if I go like this and I get a little H90 in front, yeah, there's a little chorus on. Sorry, that's a little loud. Back to the archer. See, that does a similar thing, more like what the Greer Lightspeed does, but I like this better. I just like the sound of this better. I like the top end on the Archer. This is the Jeff. It's like the Jeff Beck modded one that sounds like his. And then I've got my little effects, so it's all tying together. Here's my little, so here's my little ping pong. These are in Pro Tools, my little template. Oops, wrong one. Kill that. Sorry about that. Oh man, here we go. A little ping pong. Man, right? Little dimension D. Yeah, so this is all the the matchless, and remember this is in the open back 212 cab. 57 and M160 going into a pair of API 512s. This is now the 800 lower gain, and with the 57 and the M1, another pair of 57 and 160s with my X pattern recto cab and the 57s on a vintage 30 and the M160s on a greenback, and it's going through a pair of BAE Neves. So kill the Archer, so sit back to just. You really get a nice little, that middle of the road tone with this 800. I plugged into the low gain. I didn't like that. Little loop. Oh wait, am I doing this right? Yeah. And then a little H90 in front. And now a little with the Archer. And then Analog Man, King of Tone Yellow. That's just perfect. Put a little ping pong on. Yeah, that's in the, you know, that's in the in Pro Tools. So this is what's happening. This is taking me a few months to arrive here. So we'll do 800 on the left and matchless on the right together, phase accurate, polarity. Oh man, King of Tone. Oh man, dudettes. I wonder if any girls watch this. There's got to be somebody. I don't think girls ever. I don't know that girls ever commented. I mean, unless it's just like an anonymous thing, but usually it's like, "Bro, dude, 69." You know, it's like that. Seems like a guy. Anyway, wow. So that's it. Like, I have achieved what I went out for. Woo! So clean too. Position 2. Just just getting so used to that bridge pickup. I've been just digging on it. Here's position 2 with the bridge tap. That's it. Wow. So there it is. You know, because I've been like, man, I feel like I'm struggling with this thing, and this is where I want to go. Like, I've got a bunch of new songs of my own, not only just client stuff, my own stuff. And these are the sounds I'm hearing. You know, I'm not like hearing necessarily rectifiers and Uberschalls and, you know, all this heavy stuff. I'm hearing this. So that is all with a reissued JCM 800 and a Samson era matchless C30, HC30. Simultaneously in stereo, so it's really cool. Anyway, it's my wife's birthday. We're about to head downtown. I bought a cake for her. I got to pick the cake up. Got the kids. It's good times. I got a good wife, you know. I mean, I'm challenging sometimes. Well, so is she. we're collectively challenging to deal with, but my youngest son is challenging too. He's a piece of work, man. Oh, this is the story. I started laughing. So you know how like the last couple of weeks or months or forever, whatever, I've been doing this, like that whole thing. So I've been playing that over and over and over and over because that's how I roll, right? That's how I end up ultimately, I think, getting good at playing certain things because I just play them or sing them. I sing Super Unknown by Soundgarden. It sounds almost exactly like the record. I've just sung the song 1,000 times, you know. But so nobody's probably on here is old enough to remember the Honeymooners, or people may have watched the Honeymooners as reruns, but it's Ralph Cramden and Norton, his neighbor. So Ralph Cramden gets on this Name That Song. It's like $164,000 or $64,000 question. So they get a piano, and Norton plays piano. So he has a stack of all this sheet music, you know, from like the last 100 years. This is in the 40s, right? So a lot of old music, and you know, and so they had the piano in Ralph Cramden's house, and they were practicing so that Ralph could name all these songs, so he could win that $64,000 question. So they're doing good. Now at the beginning of every time Norton sits down, every time Ed Norton sits down, he does this whole and he cracks his hands and this whole ritual, and then he sits down and he does like da 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 da, you know, and that's like his warm up, da 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 something da 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 da. So by the end, Ralph's like, stop playing that, man. Let's get to the music. And then they get to the end of the show, and Ralph's won everything, and he's all the way at the last thing, and they're like, okay, Ralph, Mr. Cramden, for $64,000, name that tune. And it goes da-da-da-da-da-da, and he's like, he didn't know the name of it. But Norton had played it every day, and it pissed him off. So I'm I gotta make a song out of this. That sounds like White Lion or something. And then you guys when you hear it, you're like, oh my God, that's in like every YouTube I've heard from this dude. Oh man.